Hello everyone and welcome back to my Bold and Beautiful 29 YouTube channel. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Before we start, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Ridge confronts Eric, asserting his independence and refusing to let his father mandate his choices. This defiance may prompt Ridge to take over a dramatic act to prove his autonomy. Eric practically demanded that Ridge reconcile with Brook. Eric came near to averring that Ridge reunite with his true love. Brook yearns for the moment when her fate walks back into her life. It appears Eric is pushing Ridge to the point by blarneying his son back into a relationship with Brook. Eric's claims of respect for Taylor, Ridge remains loyal in his commitment to her, while Eric is induced that true happiness lies with Brook. This father insists that Ridge should return to Brook, but some observers believe Eric crossed a line. Others interpret his conduct as a father's concern for his son, particularly given Ridge's history. The Forrester primogenitor is well apprehensive that Ridge has a tendency to gravitate back to his Logan. Still, Eric's asseveration may be pushing Ridge to his limits, especially when he points out that Ridge shows no commitment to Taylor, lacking indeed a marriage offer. This could provoke Ridge into making a hasty decision that he might come to lament latterly. Ridge is ready to take control of his fortune. It appears he might demonstrate his fidelity to Taylor by proposing to her in a sincere gesture. Brook is still riding the high of their electric connection during the Forrester Creations fashion show. Although Ridge's love for her remains unvarying, he feels their relationship is marred by once backstabbings. Ridge views a future with Taylor as a more secure choice, as she constantly supports him. Ridge will pop the question to Taylor, which is sure to produce fermentation for all three of them: Taylor, Ridge, and Brook. Ridge seems uncertain these days, frequently reflecting on his history with Brook. His vault into marriage with Taylor doesn't feel like a romantic whirlwind, rather, it appears to be Ridge asserting his independence from his father's influence over his life beyond FC. This impulsive offer might also be Ridge's attempt to assure himself that he truly fits with Taylor. Still, if Taylor ends up as a nearly bridegroom, it'll be for all the wrong motives, and deep down, she must be apprehensive of this reality. Steffi Forrester would surely support her parents getting back together. It might feel good at first, but it could end poorly since Ridge will always have passions for Brook Logan. Ridge's life at FC will still include Logan, making temptation constant. Indeed, with a marriage ring, Brook is doubtful to stop pursuing him and may come more cunning in her flirting. However, will Taylor accept? If Ridge proposes, she should be apprehensive of the implicit risks in their marriage. Alternately, she might eventually use her chops as a psychiatrist to face the egregious issues. Still, it could produce pressure with his father, which isn't a good way to begin a marriage unless there's the thing for us. If Ridge does propose, Brook is going to shock everyone with her coming move. That's because she's going to get her ultimate vengeance on her on-again, off-again hubby and nut, Ridge. There's only so important tolerance that the woman has for the man, especially since he's spent the last several times going back and forth between her and Taylor. But for Brook, enough is enough. She's not going to be lowered like this presently. That's why the Bold and the Beautiful spoilers explosively prognosticate that when Thomas comes back, and she's going to make a beeline for him. In fact, Brook blames Thomas for all the times that he caused her son Hope so important pain. In fact, Brook indeed blames Thomas for all of Hope's internal health straits. But this time around it's going to be a little different. That's because she's going to make Thomas her coming romantic subjection. Still, also he might open his eyes the moment that he sees his ex-wife canoodling with none other than his son. If Ridge can't see what he's missing by not being with her. And if Brook plays her cards right, she's going to end up getting exactly what she wants, and who knows if that's going to be Ridge or indeed Thomas at this point. Brook is the looker in the rearmost Forrester Creations fashion show. His son wouldn't be suitable to repel the recollections. Eric streamlined that ignominious Portofino gown that Brook wore all of those times agone. And they both anticipated Ridge to crack and return to his Logan. Seeing Brook in that gown did indeed bring back a million recollections for Ridge. He no way stopped loving her, he simply felt betrayed when she took the CEO position at Forrester Creations during a hostile preemption. Indeed, though all is well that ends well and the company is back in its proper hands, Ridge's pride still can't feel to forgive the supposed love of his life. The couple has broken up several times over the last 30 times, but they inescapably have always set up their way back to each other. That's their pattern, and both Eric and Brooke believed that her walking in this dress would do the trick. The energy was there and Ridge felt all of the feelings and magic of the moment, but this time he isn't caving in. Ridge is known for flip-flopping between Brooke and his ex-wife, Taylor. On the heels of every split with Brooke comes an answer reunion with Taylor, and this time around it happened within hours. Ridge ran back to Taylor, hopped into bed with her and started to plan their future incontinently. It all happened so fast that there was no way that Ridge was going to stick with her, until he decided for formally in his life, to recognize a commitment. Indeed, seeing his Logan in that dress isn't enough for Ridge to leave Taylor this time. Rather, he's digging in his heels and reminding both Eric and Brooke that he's presently in a relationship. Indeed, Taylor was starting to come insecure as she saw the jotting on the wall, but for formerly in his life, Ridge isn't going to abandon her in favor of Brooke. At least not yet. How long do you suppose that Taylor and Ridge's love will last this time around? Hope confronts Liam. Will makes an awkward yet lovable concession to Elektra. At the Precipice house, Liam quaffs a lozenge with Finn stimulant. Steffi comes up to the table with a charger of food. Liam doesn't have important of an appetite. Liam brings up how to explain the living arrangement to Kelly. Steffi suggests saying a form needs to be done at his own place. Liam urges Steffi not to tell anyone about his condition. Steffi bluntly says, "Hope requirements to know." Wow, laurels to Steffi. At the Logan house, Hope recalls Carter asking for another chance. Hope calls Liam on the phone. She assumes he's at work when he was actually napping on the settee. Beth has a sleepover invite, but it's on Liam's day with her. Liam says it's okay and explains he's presently staying at Steffi and Finn's. Liam lies about repairs being done at his place. Hope says she'll be right over. Liam tries to stop her, but Hope hangs up. Liam warns Steffi that Hope is on her way over. Steffi wants to admire Liam's wishes, but he needs to tell Hope the verity. Steffi and Finn frenetically bandy the situation with Liam. Finn says Hope will want to be there for Liam. The case addresses about being a burden. Steffi says he'll always be family. Liam appreciates having support, but this is the only thing he has control over. Right. Also, Hope knocks at the door. Carter is in a meeting with Will, Elektra, and Ridge. Elektra is beaming over the rearmost figures. Ridge eventually speaks up and stuns everyone by saying he's proud of Elektra. The youthful developer says her dream is coming true. It feels good to be part of Forrester Creations. Elektra needs to get back to designing the new collection with Ivy. As Elektra leaves, Ridge tells Will, "Good job." Will asks for a creation. Once Ridge figures out what exactly Will does at FC, also they will talk. Can't condemn the Joe for asking for what he wants. Will gushes over Elektra. Alone in an office, they kiss. Will has a concession to make. Elektra is all Will can suppose about. Will values his traveling jests, but he came home because he missed Bill and Katie. Will says Elektra is the reason he stayed in Los Angeles. She changed everything for him, and he's better for it. They passionately kiss. Carter tries to smooth effects over for Hope with Ridge. It doesn't work. Ridge says he was Hope's stepdad. The treason really hurts. Carter brings up his own treason. Ridge explains that Hope hasn't accepted responsibility, Carter did, that's the difference. This bothers Carter. He brings up how Ridge broke his deal, the part about Hope. Ridge allowed Steffi to change his mind. Ridge says they no way should have made that agreement without Steffi, so that's on them. Carter asks if there's any chance of Steffi redefining. Ridge tells the susurrus to ask Steffi himself. Carter issues a plea and asks if Ridge is willing. Finn answers the door. Hope enters and makes a joke about Liam's beanie. Liam says he ran out of hair products and didn't want scary hair. Hope asks, "How long?" Everyone has an awkward pause. Liam realizes she's talking about how long until the repairs are done and says until the issues are resolved. Hope frowns with dubitation. Steffi says they will give them alone time. Now Hope is really suspicious. Since when has Steffi ever offered to give Hope alone time with any man? No way. Once Shin leaves, Hope asks Liam what's really going on. Liam claims he doesn't know what Hope is talking about. Hope formally again, still urges him to be honest. Liam has a situation and it's a bigger deal than he allowed. And Steffi offered him the guest house. Liam also adds he's wanted to catch up with her and knows Hope is going through a hard time. He asks, "How are ya?" Hope gets emotional as she talks about being banned from FC. Liam tells Hope that he believes Carter really loves her. Hope's phone beeps, it's Carter. Liam urges her to text Carter back, just give the Joe a chance. Liam urges Hope to make peace with Carter. Not just Carter, but Ridge, Steffi, and everyone differently. Hope is taken suddenly and calls Liam wise. Liam tells her that time is precious and love the bones. You love. Finn and Steffi are in his office at the sanitarium. Finn hangs up the phone and says the sanitarium wants Liam back incontinently for tests. Steffi gasps and paces the office in her meager and silky leopard print films. Steffi doesn't understand why can't ultramodern drug cure Liam? Finn feels for Steffi. This brings up recollections of Eric's hopeless situation, but Finn saved him. Steffi hopes that the same can be for Liam. Finn holds his woman. As she cries.